Here is the absolute truth. To get Baltimore growing again, it is more important than ever for each of us to make tough choices. We must focus on the fundamentals and do them well, or face the prospect of trying to do everything, most of it poorly.
Baltimore is a mess. The collapse of manufacturing and shipping industries has been a disaster. There's an estimated 16,000 vacant buildings in the city. The murder rate is shot up in the last year. 24% of Baltimore's population is living below the poverty line.
This may be how the outside world views Baltimore, but we're not hopeless. The story of our city is still being written. While Baltimore ranks 13th nationwide in the number of so-called disconnected youth, we need to stop viewing our youth as a problem. Instead, we need to see our 130,000 residents under the age of 18 as an incredible opportunity. To take advantage of that opportunity and the hope they represent, we must invest in them. That means more than just improving the quality of education. We need better pathways to build skills from high school toward a long-term career. From watching The Wire, especially seasons 1 and 4, we know all too well how precarious this situation can be for young adults who are deprived of stable families, effective education, and decent employment opportunities. Addressing this problem head-on and providing better career pathways is exactly what our program will provide. With the Training for Our Future initiative, we will offer vocational apprenticeship programs for 16 to 24-year-olds. Whether it's a job in construction, plumbing, or carpentry, we will provide them with real-world training they need to build a better future. At present, the Baltimore school system has very few vocational programs. The Maryland Department of Human Resources runs an outreach work assistance program for foster youth. Year Up Baltimore provides a job training program for Baltimore City Community College students under 24. All these programs serve a need, but it leaves a major gap for the Baltimore youth under 18 without a high school diploma or GED. The future lies in the formation of nonprofit vocational apprenticeship centers in East and West Baltimore. These centers will function as hubs within the city where local tradesmen will provide mentoring support and occupational training. Also, the centers will help Baltimore City residents who need to complete their GED since organizations require it for licensing. After completion of training, each center will facilitate job placement within the community for each of its graduates. The centers will act as a point of contact for the candidate throughout the process, provide ongoing assistance to the candidate, and act as a liaison with each participating workplace. Our model calls for a partnership with existing programs such as Project Jumpstart and offers a 14-week pre-apprenticeship construction training program for Baltimore City youth who have a high school diploma or GED, youth who may not have completed formal education but have the aptitude and promise to succeed in a vocation.
I would say that at least half of the people that we place are from East Baltimore. I mean, it's the majority of they make up the majority of the program. And because everything, our classroom, EBDI, all that is based in East Baltimore, so most of the interest comes from East Baltimore. And a lot of the construction that's going on right now, especially with Johns Hopkins and a lot of the stuff that's going on in East Baltimore, they need workers and they have local hiring requirements, and we do a lot to meet those requirements.
Our program's success will be based on targeted short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals. These goals will relate to the program participants, partnership opportunities, local businesses, and community feedback. We will collect important data that will inform our intervention strategies. We believe it's important to encourage public-private partnerships to allow for the sharing of expertise and funding. We will involve many groups in the training and future employment of our participants. For this to succeed, it needs to be a community-based effort. Over time, our solution will help to decrease unemployment rates and improve quality of life for the community. In addition to grants, the centers will acquire financial support from employers in the Baltimore business community, who play an active role in guiding workforce development. We will also pursue innovative funding strategies, taking advantage of our 501c3 tax-exempt status. For example, redirecting taxes gained from the decriminalization of marijuana sales. Imagine if Wallace had been provided a way to escape his world of poverty, drugs, and crime through apprenticeship training. He could have become an amazing role model for all disconnected youth who followed in his footsteps. Wallace had the desire and motivation to leave the streets, but social services failed him, the police failed him, and the courts failed him. Yet he still spent his days taking care of children younger than himself, trying to give them a better life. Who knows? Had Wallace participated in a center, he could be alive today.
We are lucky. We are all college graduates and are currently students in the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School.
However, some people living in Baltimore City are less fortunate than we are. They are poor, uneducated, and unemployed.
We want to change that by establishing a vocational apprenticeship program that helps disconnected youth obtain needed training so they can find jobs.
And develop the skills they need to overcome the barriers they face and have a better standard of living.
We are committed to aiding these inner city youth who find themselves disadvantaged due to no fault of their own, and help them realize their full potential. By doing so, they will lift Baltimore out of the present socioeconomic pit of despair it has too long been left to linger in, and allow this once great city to thrive once again. Will you join us in this cause?
I don't know.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I